All right, we're back with surface area of cones with me, Mr. Hain. All right, and this is our final installation, as it were, on our discussion about surface area of geometric shapes. Our essential question is twofold today. First, we have what is slant height, and second, how can I use slant height to find the surface area of a cone? And as always with this chapter, what we've been doing is modeling problems with math. All right, let's dive right in. Okay, so these two shapes are absolutely related. If you've been keeping up at home or if you've been following along in class, absolutely you know that the second shape is the first one when it's been cut apart and laid flat. All right, so let's take a look at what this diagram is trying to show us. First, we have that this height of the slanted part of the cone from the base to the tip of the cone along the outside edge is the slant height. And we use this to find the lateral area. So this shape here, this triangle with a curved bottom, wraps around the base, which is a circle, and that gets us just the outside part of the cone. So now that we've seen the lateral area, we know that we can find the lateral surface area. So if we want just the lateral surface area, we're going to multiply pi, because this is related to circles, so pi is in when we have circles, times the radius, which is how far it goes around the outside, times the slant height. So pi times radius times slant height. And for some reason, mathematicians have decided that L should represent slant height. All right, not bad. So let's take another deeper look. If we just have the lateral surface area, all I need to add to it is the base area to get me the entire surface area of that cone. So the formula for the total surface area of a cone is a lateral surface area, and then we add pi r squared, which is just the surface area for the base or the circle at the bottom. Awesome. These are extremely important. You have to have them and understand them to be able to move on into the practice session for today. All right, so let's take a look at B, C, D, E, and F. So as always, I'm going to say, if you understand or just want to get a straight practice about what's going on, go ahead and pause the video. If you're in a classroom, I encourage you to encourage your students to actually work through each of these problems and then write their answers on the board and then check their work with the video at the end. So go ahead and pause this video. I'm going to go through example B and then give you another opportunity to pause it if you want a worked example. Okay, so as I said, pause the video or stay with me as I get a worked example for B. So to work the example for B, I first find the radius, which is 9, and then the slant height, which is 22. From the base of the cone to the tip of the cone is 22 feet. To get the lateral surface area, I just plug this into my calculator. I'm not going to have answers on the video today. The calculator will do the work for you. Total surface area is, again, the lateral surface area formula repeated plus pi times the radius squared. Awesome. Now that you've seen worked example for B, go ahead and pause the video until you have C. I'll be back when you're done. And we're back. So for C, did you see the following? Pun not intended. All right, cool. Check your work. Make sure that the answers have been entered on your calculator and go ahead and move on. So we have D and E, and again, I'm going to pause. I encourage you to pause the video to work out D and E and check your answers after you're done. And we're back. For D, it's especially important to realize that 15 is the diameter. So we divide that in half to get our lateral surface area and our total surface area formulas. And for E, it is very straightforward. So we have our lateral area and total surface area formulas. Excellent. Go ahead and pause the video if you want these for reference before we move on to example F, which is a little different. And we're back with F. So the key thing with F is you see that they do not give us the radius. In fact, all they give us is the area of the base. Okay. We do know the slant height is 6. So the first thing I'm going to do is I know that the area of a circle is equal to 28.3 inches squared. But I know the formula for the area of a circle. It is pi r squared is going to equal 28.3. Now pi is just a number, so I can divide both sides by pi so I can solve for r. Boom. This gets me r squared is equal to 9. Now if you did this in your calculator and you used full pi on the calculator, you'll end up with 9.00 and some numbers, but we're going to round that to 9. And I can take the square root of each of those, and I know that the radius is 3. Now that I know the radius, I can find the total surface area, and that's just the lateral surface area. And once we solve for the radius, it's plug and play for the formula. Excellent. Understanding this kind of expands your understanding of what it is to find the surface area of a cone. And if you're done with my notes, go ahead and write your summary if you're in my class. If not, ladies and gentlemen at home and watching this from a classroom, keep doing the math.